Just as the films are vibrant and full of life, so is the industry behind it. A new book from veteran entertainment journalist Nestor Cuartero explores how Filipinos make movie magic. We speak now to the author of PH Movie Confidential on The Final Word. Nestor, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for this book. I am just really curious, why did you call it PH Movie Confidential?
Hi, thank you, Rico, for having me. It's an honor to be here. It's called PHP Movie Confidential because it's a look into the workings of the movie industry, as I have witnessed it from my job, from the sidelights as I covered the entertainment industry, especially the movie business. So it exposes certain practices, customs, and traditions, even quirks and superstitious beliefs that happen, that are observed in the industry through the years.
So Nestor, is there confidential information, as you say, expose in this book about the local film industry that we've never heard or read about in the past?
There are a few secrets shared, like some hot stories. There would be what happens after actors shoot a love scene or an intimate scene. You know, those and there are revelations there saying by confessions of actors or actresses, what happens really? What happens? I mean, they're humans.
Right. It's very interesting. I'm just basically looking at the table of contents, and in each chapter is very interesting, like titles to titillate, your typecast,
Yes, that's right.
entitled stars, Sus Mariosep, Noranians and Vilmanians, Amalians and Susanians. I mean, the rivalry among these
Yes.
superstars of their generations.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
I mean, it was complex and complicated in the Philippine movie industry over the past decades.
This is a look into the industry from the 1960s to the present, no? So I also talk about the evolution of Filipino movie titles, no? From the poetic titles, the literary sounding titles in the 1940s and the 1950s, and how it evolved, how the titles evolved in the 1960s when we had the bomba craze. No, you were probably too young to remember to know or witness the bomba era in the late 1960s and the early 1970s, when we had movies like Batutan ni Dracula, Saging ni Pasing, Nang Bumuka ang Sampaguita. Those titles emerged in the 70s. So this is a look into that era, how titles came about, how they were released.
And you have been an avid moviegoer and insider for many decades now, Nestor. With the trends that you've seen and experienced, what could still become of the local movie industry, let's say, over the next decade?
I think the prospect is very bright in the sense that there are now there's no new avenue, there's no new platforms of movies, Filipino, especially those that are independently produced. No, the rise of indie films has given a new insight, a new perspective to Filipino movies. No, nagkaroon tayo ng new storytelling, new unexplored story angles are now being used and are now being now have a voice in the industry. So I think the future is bright, especially also because the Film Development Council of the Philippines has been very busy promoting our films, especially abroad.
Yeah, and you're speaking about promoting our Filipino films overseas, no? In your analysis, when will a Filipino film win an Oscar award? How far are we from this monumental achievement? The Koreans have already done it with Parasite. Why not us?
Maybe that day will come also, but in Europe we've been achieving some headway. No, there's John Arcilla won in Venice recently, the first Asian to win the Best Actor award there. So I think and we had Jacqueline Jose, who also won in the Cannes Film Festival. So in Europe, we're making a headway. Maybe the Oscars will not be far behind.
Yes, I do hope so, because I'm also looking for a Filipino-born and trained director to make a big budget Hollywood film, a Filipino actor or actress star, let's say, in a Marvel or DC film alongside an A-list Hollywood actor. I mean, that is the dream of a lot of our actors, not to only make it in Europe, but in the US, Hollywood style.
Yes, I think even Hollywood is looking towards an international market. So Asians are making a headway or penetrating the Hollywood market also. So maybe that's not too far behind.
Let's keep our fingers crossed. And a very interesting book indeed. Nestor Cuartero, author of PH, Movie Confidential. Thank you so much for joining us on The Final Word.